How you doing, guys? Professor EDC with a blade chat. Yep, this is something different. Things I've had in my mind for some time, and this is the second time I have the König Arius in the channel. This one is mine. Last time it was just lent to the channel. But anyways, I want to talk about the Arius. A fantastic design. I think this is just ergonomically, materials, engineering, design, the sounds it makes, that click, that glassy click when it comes down. I really enjoy it, and yet it makes no click with me. I think it's a fantastic knife, but at the same time, and this time I went through a longer period of or a process of courting. For you youngsters, you might not know what courting is, but it's that process when you go out with the girl that you like and you court her. I read, I think it was a synonym to woo. I don't know how you would apply woo, but I do know to court a lady. And it's very similar with blades, right? We go through the honeymoon and that that phase of the process, and but at the same time, let's take a step back and let's go to courting, to getting to know. What's another a very it's like, it's not interview, but it's the scanning process, to discern certain things, to get to know each other. Let's see if the word comes back to mind. But dating the blade, getting to know the blade, courting. No, we are not going to get intimate. There is a process, at least for older people like myself. And so I've had a chance to have this Arius for a bit of a longer period, and what I can say about it is that I do enjoy it. I really like it. I really like it. The hollow, deep hollow grind. This opening hole. The boarding or labeling is just very subtle and nice. This drop point with a harpoon shaped like is just very nice. Some elements that Shiros have, like I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg, but this way of doing the titanium slabs and this opening towards the blade itself. And then check out that um, swedge that is a really, really unique swedge, and I love it. It's just very, very nice, nicely done. I like the color. The only thing I may have like against it is the smoothness of the titanium. It's too slippery for my taste. Apart from that, this is a great design. Even the pivot is just this D pivot is fantastically done. Really, really like it. I think I would enjoy more the one with the finger choil, the no flipper model. I'm not sure, but the thing is, I can't seem to get really acquainted with this folder. And isn't that strange? And isn't that so very real, so very lifelike, you know? Let's do some dating history. If you go accompany me, this was the first higher end piece I bought, and this was a very expensive to get it here to Mexico, and where I bought it, it was three times its price, three and a half times its price, its regular price in the US, and that's how much I paid for it. And I loved this freaking thing. Before this one, I've had many other budget blades, and I like them and all, but I only consider them as tools. This was something new. This was something else, and so this is where my dating, my courting begins with the blade world. And I loved, and I still enjoy everything about this blade. It's simple, it's budget, it's love the color combination, the hollow grind, the clip point, how ergonomic it is in my hand, and even this very original pivot as well. You know, the devil's in the details. Even the clip, this long clip, but I pretty much enjoyed and still do this Kalashnikov. But tastes change and evolve and get complicated, and since this is a blade chat, let's have some coffee. I love my coffee. And so tastes change. Not every time they evolve. Not every time, but they do change. And let me see, I have many of my blades here. And the relationship with each and every one is so very different because, you know, at first sight, I so wanted this blade, but then I have it in hand and I've cut a few papers with it and cardboard. And you know, it's like one of those high maintenance relationships, right? Where you know that's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you. And so it feels kind of like that, where the blade is gorgeous, and but there's no gimmick, you know. there's yeah, that's the word. There's no gimmick, and that click that makes you fall head over heels. And so, but at first sight, I thought this was love at first sight, and then and I think right now where I stand is that was a mistake, and then here we have another one. By the way, bear with me because this is going to be a long one. I want to talk. So, I saw this and I knew this was love at first sight, and it was a strike of luck, totally, that I was able to get this brand spanking new, and I did not get on the pre-order. So. And I got it the day after the person got it. So, because he had pre-order 3, and so he got his 3, and I was just at the right time, the right place, and until this day, this was a right decision. This is the right type of girl for me. Really enjoy this blade, and the courting continues. So you see, I know this girl, I know this blade, and I know its limits, and I still love it, and it'll be part of my collection till the end. I think things can happen, but this one, though I see all the benefits and all the wonderful things about it, there's just no gimmick. Something that was totally different with this one. Another one that was love at first sight, and yeah, I know, too simple, right? And perhaps that's it. That simplicity is what caught my eye. And then that grind and that cutting performance, just the way it feels in the hand is, it's simple. And I like that. I like that simplicity. Another one of the very first blades that I fell in love with, and that I waited for this blade for a year to get to Mexico. I was new in the game and I didn't want to run any risks, and so a family member kept it for almost a year until they were able to come and visit, and they brought it. And man, was I just so glad to have my XM18 in hand, and I still do. And I know this blade very well. I know its imperfections. I know its strengths, and I love it. And this will continue with me for the long run. But then I was very doubtful about this holy trinity thing, and so I just had to have that Sebenza experience. Now this was a very tough relationship, this in the beginning, because I was very doubtful. There was all this hype and all these positive things. Of course, there are a few negative things out there, but I was just so curious about this whole Trinity thing, and what's this Trinity thing, and I had to try them. No, we're not talking about a ménage à trois. We're just talking about blades, okay? And cording, and that's just a parallel, but don't misunderstand. So, so this I received, and I took me a long time to get it. I developed patience and learned to control myself and be willing to wait. And it was worth the wait. Now, doesn't that sound like a romantic movie from the past? And when you got it, you knew it was meant for you. You knew you were in the right place, or you knew you were with the right person, right? But the search continues. And so it made me very curious, this whole Chris Reeve thing. So I had to hunt for the Trinity. And I think it was the next one that came was the SNG, and this was a good favor that a good friend, Alchemy One Clint, he got this for me, and man, I so appreciate it till this day. And these were blades that took me a long time to get acquainted with. I've known them for quite some time now. This took me the longest, I think. Took me, I don't know, about 6 months to understand and for that gimmick to develop. And as of today, this is one of my all-time favorite knives, and isn't going anywhere. The SNG. The SNG went through the same process. And it's, what can I say? I understand now all about the Trinity. And I agree. Yeah, there are faults. Yeah, there are defects sometimes, or there are weaknesses, but there are many strengths. And so, but my search continued through all of this. Let's put some of these blades away. And those were risks, because they were high maintenance relationships. But then nothing has to be, high maintenance. Very recently, I met this blade. And oh boy, do I love this blade. And it crept in my top 10 favorite blades of all time. Yeah, this would be one of those that is in my top. I don't like the top 10, I like the top 13. I like the number. This is in my top 13. And so the Kobe Ishtar, what a wonderful design, and feels, I'm not gonna go and ruin the first impressions. But believe me, this is going to stay for the long run in my permanent collection. And this is a fourth of the price of the Trinity. Each one of the Trinity, of course. It's much cheaper, of course, than the Arius, and you know, it's more expensive than the Kalashnikov. But what I want to get to is different flavors, different tastes, different prices, difference. We continue to go through different stages in life and try different things. You know, sometimes we go for blondes or brunettes, or I don't know. I never really paid so much attention to that. You know, you paid attention to the person, to the being, the presence. Of course, the looks are involved, but there are things that are more important or as important than just the looks. And another example would be this Hellraiser. And I just had to try it when I watched Dirk's video, and you know, following Dirk's example, I went over and watched Jim Skelton's video, and then went back and finished Dirk's, and guess what? I bought it. And when I got this thing in hand, it took me, it was a slower process of getting to know each other, of finding a Viking ship within it, hidden within it, and just everything about it, the size, the ergos, and slowly but surely it revealed its secrets to me. And well, you have it here, it's still here. But then you know, I got this piece because why not? I liked it. I wasn't fascinated by it when I saw it on the site. But man, when it arrived, I said, hey, it's better than I thought. Yeah, the shield is not my favorite. It still isn't. But man, has this grown in me. Really. It's, I don't have any nails. Oh my God. This is gonna hurt. Even so, without nails, I love this thing, and it has grown in me like you have no idea. It's one of my favorites, and it's such a favorite of mine that, you know, just had to have another one with differences and all, but I learned the lesson. And there was a previous one. There was a previous one that I had, a case. Of course, there are many other blades that have passed through the channel that have helped develop my taste, and that are no longer here because, well, that's just how it goes. But anyways, do you see where I'm going? Or is it too confusing? Or my words are too confusing? Yeah, I know it's a ramble, but I wanted to talk about taste. I wanted to talk about how it changes and how it's okay to change. And it's very difficult sometimes to let go. And that's a whole lesson in life. One of the biggest lessons in life. And if we can learn to let go of these small wonderful things, these small wonderful gadgets, if we can learn to let go of this, well, can you imagine if we learn to let go of anger, of envy, if we learn to let go of those who aren't with us anymore, or who have left a broken relationship, for example, that's a very powerful lesson to be learned. And so this is my process. This is my process of letting go. This is my process in taste, in the way I relate to blades, and a few of the things that I see in this journey of mine, that we get to share a bit at least. And just want to close with this particular knife. Also kind of controversial. I wasn't sure. This was very early in my in the beginning of my collecting as well, and it was expensive. It was a big jump. And you know what? I have to. And it's just a great design. I know a lot of people might not agree, and that's okay. That's okay. We all have different tastes. Not everybody likes a Picasso. Not everybody enjoys a Rembrandt or a Van Gogh. You know? We enjoy different things. We have different tastes. A sip of coffee. You know, some people enjoy the classics. Some people enjoy heavy metal. I enjoyed both. Nowadays, and getting older, I enjoy more classical and opera. But tastes, life changes. Taste changes. And what are we left with? Well, I think we are left with tests. Tests of enjoying the present, what is here in the moment, trying to be objective about it, and when necessary, learn to let go and be happy for others that might appreciate it even more than we were able to, you know? And it's not that I don't appreciate this model, I very much do, but the gimmick, there's no click. Now, if I'm able to at some point try out the one with the finger choil, the no flipper one, that might be interesting. But then again, it might just be the same old story as this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment and Let's keep the conversation going, shall we? Professor EDC out.